As Peter Parker readies to return to New York City, will it be a triumphant reunion? Or has his downfall already been plotted for him? Well, let's hop into the pages of Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 18 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join this newest issue, we can see that not only is it June, but also that Harry Osborn has sent a private jet to meet the Parker family in an airstrip out in Slab City. Here's the rub, though, not the entire Parker family is going to be returning home. Peter has agreed to go back to settle business with the Kingpin and the Sinister Six, while MJ and the kids are going to be staying here for their safekeeping. Thankfully, they won't be alone, though, as Uncle Ben and J. Jonah Jameson are going to be assisting with the babysitting duties, and also, let's face it, they could also probably serve to keep their heads down for the next little bit. You'll notice Richard isn't with the rest of the family right now. He was probably the most upset about having to leave, and now he's equally steamed about the fact that he doesn't get to go back. More on that in a minute, though. The second that Peter and Harry are alone, though, Spider-Man ends up asking the very important question of where is Harry's wife Gwen, and oh boy does he have a lot to tell him off-panel. Though we as the reader get to see exactly what Gwen is up to. She's in another meeting with the secret cult of Mysterios. And would you believe the group isn't exactly happy with how Gwen has conducted herself, what with her week using the Mysterio powers? Orchestrating Kraven's death was one thing, but now actively fighting Mr. Negative in the open? Surely Gwen's brash actions will end up spelling the death of them all. Gwen is resolute, though, saying that she did the right thing, that the Order of Mysterios has waited in the shadows far too long. They are older than this fake world, and it's about time they actually stood up and did something about it. The group is mostly split on this, with Kingsley and Wesley being anti such brash action, but surprisingly Gwen ends up finding an ally in an older woman, who is also part of the cult of the Mysterios. We don't actually get this lady's name in this issue, but with that very particular haircut, would it be crazy to think that that might be Vanessa? I don't think Kingpin is married in this universe, and her being a Mysterio would be yet another interesting wrench to throw into the machine. Now, when Spider-Man ends up touching down in New York, he wastes absolutely no time getting right back to work. The good guys have about 30 minutes to kill before Gwen is free, which is just enough time to mess up some super villainous cameos. We got the Shocker again, as well as what looks to be Hammerhead, and holy crap, is that Vermin? The big character bit here is that Harry is overjoyed to actually have Peter back in his life. And transversely, Peter is surprised to see how much growing Harry has done since his quote-unquote death, especially now that he seems to respect life and wants to actually try and save it any way he can. It's after that Peter decides to check on his old apartment, only to be shocked to discover he's got a bit of a squatter problem in the form of Otto Octavius. Harry had asked Otto to go and set up a brand new security protocol at the Parkers' residence in hopes that Peter won't have to worry about their safety anymore moving forward. But he sure as hell wasn't expecting Otto to just move right on in and start wearing his clothes. Oh man, on one hand this is funny because we know that Harry couldn't pay Otto his old salary, meaning he definitely needed a place to live, and because hey, the Parkers' apartment was open, why not? And on the other hand, oh man, is this how they start planting the seeds for an ultimate take on Superior Spider-Man where Otto grows to covet Peter's life? I don't know for sure, but it's all very fun and very funny. Now back in Slab City, MJ and the others return to their hideout, only to see that Richard is long gone. In a flashback, we see that Richard has been continuing to text his girlfriend Felicia back in New York. Up until now, their conversations have been light and breezy, but when Black Cat says she is in danger, the boy who would be Venom, and I guess we can officially call him Venom now, what with that Miles Morales story from not too long ago, decides to suit up and save his girlfriend, even if it means camouflaging himself and sneaking aboard the private jet with his father and Harry. It's also here he ends up overhearing the conversation about Gwen's double life as Mysterio. Oh yeah, that's information that isn't going to come back and bite him in the ass again later. Though, in fairness, there's a lot of that going on right now as something else bites Richard in the ass instantly. Turns out Black Cat's call for help was actually one giant trap orchestrated by the Kingpin. To make matters worse, it's not just Richard's life who's in danger right now. Felicia was sure to try and pump Richard for information in a number of subtle ways as to the rest of his family's whereabouts. Understandably, the son of Spider-Man is absolutely heartbroken that someone he liked so much could hurt him so deeply. He asks if it was all a game, if it was all a lie, only for Black Cat to fire back with probably one of the most devious answers I've heard in a long time, and that is, oh no, of course I liked you, Richard, but this is in my nature. I am a villain after all. This is what I was born to do. And it's on that note right there the comic comes to a close, everybody, and so that was Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 18. And overall, I thought this one was another fun and fascinating little outing, one that actually ends up upping the ante and planting a lot of very interesting seeds for things to come down the line. Gwen isn't seeing eye to eye with the rest of the Mysterios, and you know it's only a matter of time before that ends up boiling over with a whole there can only be one Highlander-style situation. I love that Peter is very quick to clock Harry's growth as a character since he's been away, but I also truly have to wonder if push comes to shove between his new friend and his wife, who Harry will end up choosing. Then, of course, in the middle of all of this, you have Richard, who really ended up becoming a much bigger part of the Ultimate Spider-Man series than I really ever thought he might. I really liked the whole dichotomy they had set up between him and this new version of Black Cat early on, how they were both the children of a hero and a villain respectively, born into lives they didn't choose. We've seen Richard be rebellious and maybe even a little distant to his father, not just here in this story, but also in that Big Fun Miles crossover too. And now his hot-headedness has finally gotten him into trouble. I also like this idea too that Felicia Hardy in this universe might be something of a psychopath. Oh, I like you, but I'm still gonna screw you over anyway. I might not like the supervillain life I was born into, but that still doesn't mean I'm not very good at it, and also if the choice is between my family or yours, I'll pick mine every time. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one another 8 out of 10. Good stuff.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow, and you'll help me continue to deliver content like what